This red ride is really terrific. I really enjoyed it. But unfortunately, it begins with a seriously uphill section because it follows. This is the downhill, the famous downhill at Innerleithen. This is the end of it, and the film doesn't really do it justice because it's very steep and it's very scary. So I didn't really film this first section, but this was a pushing section. Anyway, I made that first section, and then it starts to become a bit more reasonable, and the inclines are not so severe. But it is pretty rocky, this first section. This is the Stelburn climb. So you can see here, there's rocks poking out all the time, and your legs have been burnt by the first section. So it's quite difficult, even just plodding up in your first granny gear. That's the River Tweed there, and that's Innerleithen. So we're in the heart of the Tweed Valley. This is not the Highlands, this is southern Scotland, probably about 30 miles south of Edinburgh. And then it's a steady slog through the forest, and that's actually quite steep, this section. So it's up and up and up. There is a little bit of downhill, and then it ends up in this massive bomb hole, and this is looking down it. And I went down the left-hand side, it was a bit easier. And there's also the two shoots down the right-hand side, which I didn't see at the time, but on the film you can see it, but it's really steep and scary. Then it's onto the forest roads, and you get these, the views open up for a time here. So I'm looking back down. Anyway, here's me taking a breather. But the worst is actually over now. There's still quite a way uphill, but it's not so severe as the first half. Anyway, some fine single track through the forest. I really enjoyed this. It's steadily upwards, but not too difficult. Here's where the red ride splits. You can see I've got a bit of a minch problem here as well. So I do recommend you do the Minchmore section because it really is the highlight of the whole ride. Final climb's not too difficult. It goes through exquisite countryside. Through the fir trees, it's really nice, really enjoyable. The views start to open up as well, so you get terrific all-round views. And you get that anticipation of reaching the top. You can't quite see it, but you know you're close. So it's a good section. This is my favourite. This is when it hugs the side of the moor, quite close to the top now. And you're riding along and you can see all the views. It's a terrific feeling. Anyway, this is the final section to the top here. So it took me about 2 hours 20 with all the filming as well, so you can probably do it a bit quicker. This is a 360-degree shot. And this is looking south. This is the way I drove in from the south, from the motorway at Moffat. Brilliant drive, really nice, really remote. And then in the distance there, that's you're going towards Galashiels and Selkirk and the border towns. And then looking north, Innerleithen is beyond, is further, is a couple of miles this way, so beneath the hill there. So although it was late July, it wasn't the best day, and so the film, although it was fine for riding because it was dry. It's not the best day for filming. I was hoping to have nice blue, clear skies for HD. Anyway, here's me with the Tweed Valley in the background. So this is at 567 metres. So it took me about 2 hours 20 to get to the top, plus all my filming. So you could probably do it in an hour and a half if you're serious. Anyway, this is me at the top. It was a bit chilly. It was windy actually. So I was up there for about 20 minutes having my lunch and having a break and just taking in the views. Now the fun bit, going back down. So it's mostly downhill. There is a little bit of uphill on the way down. But the first section's terrific fun. It's twisty and bermy and fast. So then it crosses the Southern Upland Way, and I didn't take too much film on the way down, but I did stop and take some at Plora Craig, which is coming up now. And you can see this is where it's actually quite a technical section here, quite rocky. So when it splits to the right there, that's the black run, and where it goes to the left, that's the red one. So I did, and eventually they meet up the other side of the hill there. But it's a terrific section. That's the Tweed, River Tweed. So you're heading, if you're going on the road that way, you're heading towards Galashiels. You just follow the route round, and then you get the final view of Innerleithen. So this is just before the final downhill. So the River Tweed in front of us there. And the car park's just to the left. I've got a better shot in a moment. So you're still quite high up here. And then there's this final downhill section, which is it's quite tricky. Some quite serious jumps which I can't do. Let's look back to the car park, so you can see how many people are out on the course. And this is, you know, there's 4 downhills plus this red course, so there wasn't that many. This was a July, so it's summer holidays, so it wasn't packed out at all. Do you know how much this all costs? £2 to park the car. It's a pretty good deal, eh? Looking back to where I filmed those last scenes from, so looking down, so that final section is good fun, some serious bomb holes to go through. So it's quite tricky, but excellent. But overall, I really enjoyed this ride. Excellent. Do it again one day.